Okay then. So our next video will be on designing the ER model. Okay. So now we have already discussed everything about ER models. Now we have to design it complete. And in this video, we are going to design an ER diagram on hospital management system. Yeah. So in last lecture, total, in all the lectures of ER models and the basics of DBMS, you got to know several things. Yeah, what is the meaning of representation of a rectangle, diamond, ellipse in database diagram. So entities, entity sets, all types of attributes, relationships, cardinalities, what is weak entity, what is aggregation, generalization, specialization. So that's a complete ER toolbox that is in our hands now. Okay. So every symbol which exists, now we have complete idea about it. Now we have to use them to make a full-fledged ER model. Okay. Now the main thing is how to design it. You can memorize all the symbols. What is the meaning of diamond? And still you can get confused when someone will tell you to design something. Okay. So today we are going to take it one by one, how to go ahead with this type of design of complete ER model. So the ER model that we are designing today is which one? Hospital management system. Yeah. So let's go further. Yeah. So here first we have to understand the design. So every design we have to note down certain things about it first. What hospital will have? Yeah, correct. So here I have noted down for you to make you understand. A hospital has many doctors and many patients will get treated there. Each doctor will have, please make a note of these things because these things only we have to utilize while drawing the ER model. Each doctor, each doctor will have an ID, a name, a specialization, and phone number. Each patient will also have some ID, name, date of birth, and address. So these things I segregated out. Okay, what different entities are existing? These are the main entities that we always think of when hospital comes to the mind. That there will be a doctor, there will be a patient. That is the first thing. Yes. So we have to find out certain more entities also. But first, let's start with this. So doctor will treat many patients and the patient may be treated by many doctors. Very main thing to remember. Okay, this I am pointing out because we have to give some cardinalities in our ER model. Yes. Then every treatment will record a date and which type of diagnosis they got it. Yes, every patient will be admitted to exactly one ward. Please make a note. Yes, exactly one ward. And one ward has a ward number and a capacity. So here is a ward we are talking about. It will have a ward number and the capacity of the ward. Ward will contain some beds numbered 1, 2, 3. Beds numbers restart in every ward. Make a note of this one also. So all these type of points we have already discussed in our previous videos, and utilizing all of them cumulatively together, we have to make our complete ER diagram. So we have now 6 sentences. What is hidden inside? You have to find out what in all these 6 sentences there are 5 entities. Okay. What are they? Think of it. Two will be doctor, patient. I hope you got it. Yes. Give it a pause and just think of it. What are another entities? Ward. Yes, ward will be one entity. Then bed. Bed is one entity. Think. Give it some time. Yes. Okay. Okay, fine. So the thing is, what will be our fifth entity? So here we discussed about four entities right now. What will be the fifth entity? Fifth entity, think of it. I'll show you. Just pause the video. Okay. And then we have seen there is M is to N relationship here from this sentence. There is a total participation from this part. And there is a hierarchy also existing in this. So think about it. Anyhow, we are going to evolve to it very soon. Yes, one by one. So give it a pause, write it down by yourself, and then you can check by yourself whether you found it correctly or not. Good. So let's see it one by one. So there are five entities hidden in this. A weak entity is there, M is to N relationship is there, and total participation is there, and is a hierarchies. Okay. So now see entity sets. What are the entity sets we found? They are nouns. As we discussed earlier, entity sets will be nouns and relationships will be verbs. Attributes will be descriptors, cardinalities, many, exactly one, that will tell you. Total participation, every or must. Yes. So let's see it one by one. So what are they? Okay. Okay, fine. So let's see this one. That what is given over here. So what are our entity sets? Entity sets are doctor, patient, ward, and bed. Fifth one is still pending. We'll get to it. Yeah. Relationship. What will be the relationship? Doctor treats patient. Patient admitted to the ward. Ward contains some beds. Yes. So that is the relationships we have identified. And they are verbs, they are nouns. Then what are different attributes? Name, date of birth, capacity. These are different types of attributes just for an example, but each of them is written very well in those sentences also. Cardinalities, many patients, many is to N, we have identified. Every patient will be admitted. Every patient is admitted. That is total participation. It is written. Okay. So every or must will tell you. So from every, we got to know it is total participation. Okay. It is total participation. So after identifying these things, now next, let's build our diagram. So for building our diagram, I'll show you the complete full-fledged diagram which you have to build manually on paper by yourself in your exams. But here I am going to use one tool which is free, no installation is required, and it directly works in the browser, which is ERDPlus.com. Okay, so that is one reason I'm using it. Okay, so this is not for advertisement of any tool here. It is just I found this tool and I found it really helpful. Next, very much advantage of this tool is it utilizes the Chen notation, the exact types of rectangles, ellipses, diamonds, the same notations that you have to draw in your exams. So it matches completely with our requirements. Okay, so let's go to it, and then I'll show you the complete diagram. So let's first draw the diagram. Okay, fine. So for that, what you have to do? Okay, so here I would like to request you to please subscribe my channel, share my videos, and thank you so much for joining my channel to become my family. It is a complete motivation. Every day, day and night, it is a motivation to me to keep running this channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Okay, let's come to the point. Now, what you have to do, you have to search directly in your browser ERDPlus. So here it is. This is the ERDplus.com. That is the tool that you are going to use. You have to, if you are the first time user of this tool, you have to sign up. Sign up as I have already signed up. It will just take 2 minutes. You have to just utilize your email, give one password, and create an account. And then you will have to log in. So as I already have it, so I'll just do the login. So this is our first page. So here you can see we have home, about, diagrams and SQL. Okay, so I will show you this part also. We are right now concerned about diagrams, and here we have two types of diagrams available in this: ER diagram and relational schema. These two diagrams are available to us. So I'll click on ER diagram. Okay, and here I will create a new diagram. I'm giving the name as hospital management system. Okay, so this, after clicking on that, you'll get this here on your screen, that hospital management system ER diagram. Make sure it is ER diagram. I have to click on it and it will open up this dashboard. Correct. Here you can see diagram name is hospital management system. Okay. Yeah. So here we are given with entity. Correct. We are given with entity. So let's start drawing it, how our ER model will look like. So now, as we have decided that we will have 5 entities. Okay, so we'll go through it one by one and I'll tell you step by step how to draw these things. Okay, so first I will take 5 entities. Click 5 times, you'll get 5 entities and one more 5. So let's arrange them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what you have to do, click on this and here you have to type the entity name. So my first entity name is doctor. Great. So it has changed to doctor. Then next entity name is patient. Great. Patient is created. Then next one is ward. Then next one is bed. And then middle one entity, I'll create it as employee, because hospital will also have some employees. Correct. So that is the thing. So this is our 5 entities created for an hospital. So you have to think it like your own hospital. You are, developing it, and you have to think what will be my initial things that I require in my hospital. So these 5 entities I identified. So we renamed it. Now we spread it out. Now next step will be attributes. So we have to add some attributes to doctor. Okay, so now here, if you will click on doctor, here on the right hand side, you can see there is an attribute. So click on the attribute here. Correct. So this is doctor and I added one attribute. If you click on the attribute, I am giving it name as doctor ID. Correct. And then because doctor ID is a unique one, that is our key attribute. The different types of attributes are also mentioned over here. If you can see, different types of attributes are also mentioned over here: unique, multivalued, optional, composite, derived. We have discussed all of them. So I am making the first one, doctor ID, as a unique attribute, key attribute. So what I will do, I have to click on unique. So I made it unique. So you can see it got underlined. So that the same representation we have discussed in our videos, and you can see my first attribute is created. Okay. Good. Now click on doctor, create one more attribute. That is my second one. Yes, that is name. So here I created all the attributes of the first entity, that is doctor, to fasten up the process. Now here you can see I have utilized the last one. I created two more attributes, name and specialization, which are plain attributes. And then I created phone number, and phone number is a multi-valued attribute. As you can see over here, I ticked on multi-valued because one person can have more than one phone numbers. Correct. That's why. And this optional attribute is not a part of your syllabus, but that means the value can be null. Okay. It means the attribute can be null. So for right now, it is not that much required. That means you can imagine it like you are filling up some form and there some values to be given as optional to be filled. So it is for that purpose. Okay. So I hope you got this part. This one is done. Our doctor entity is ready. Great. Okay. Now next one will be patient. Okay, so let's draw some attributes for the patient. So for patient, again, attribute, first attribute, what will be the name? Patient ID. And I'm making it unique. Now in this way, let me draw all the attributes for you and we'll discuss. So I made all the attributes for the patient entity also. Now you can see one thing over here. I utilize this attribute age, and because age is not required to be stored every time because it gets updated every time. Yes. So we are deriving it from the stored attribute date of birth. So I made it as derived attribute. So you can see the representation changed as a dashed ellipse. I hope you got this idea. Okay. So that is the thing. Now let's see further what is our next one. Now this one we will join first. Now let's discuss about doctor and patient first. Correct. Now here I want to join them. So to join them, I have to create a relationship. A relationship diamond should appear in between them. Correct, as we discussed. Now what will happen to do that? We have to use this connect. I have to toggle on this connect option, and then I have to drag this connection between doctor and patient, and relationship will appear. Relationship will appear. Okay. Okay. So from doctor to patient, we got this relationship, and now we have to give it the name. So we are giving the name as treatment. Okay. So if I'm giving the name as treatment, but treatment is a noun and relationships, as we know, is a verb. So entities are nouns, relationships are actions between them. So this is one thing that you have to remember for sure. Instead of giving it the name as treatment, what should I write? I have to give it in the form of a verb. Okay. So I have to write as treats. So doctor treats patient. So that is our relationship. Just to recall you, I did this and I hope you got the idea. Okay. If you want to drag certain things, please toggle off the connect part and then you can toggle off. You can drag the entities. So this is our first thing ready with us. Okay, first part of the diagram is ready. Fine. So that is the thing. Now next thing to make you understand is now we have to add the cardinality between doctor and patient. As we discussed, one doctor can treat many patients and one patient can be treated by many doctors. So please remember this. So what we want to do, one doctor can treat many patients and one patient can can be treated by many doctors. So this relationship is n is to m, that is m is to n relationship. This relationship is n is to n. So that we want to show in this diagram. Okay, so that is our next part. So how will you do that? Now let's see. So ERDPlus actually asks for cardinality differently. So for what we draw, if it is coming on the paper, what you have to do? You just simply have to write down here m is to n. That will be more than enough to show the cardinality. Okay, but here in this one, how it will happen? I'll show to you. Okay, it wants two values per side. So a minimum and a maximum value is there. Okay, so let's see here relationship. So relationship we want to add to doctor. Okay, so minimum cardinality and maximum cardinality. Minimum cardinality actually represents the participation, whether it is mandatory, optional, or unspecified. Okay, so minimum means it is a participation. Please remember it. Minimum means it is a participation. I'll write down for you. So here the minimum cardinality represents the participation and the maximum cardinality represents the the number you want to write on the line. Okay, the number. That is, I'll show to you. Number, one, many, unspecified. Okay, one to many, many to one, that we are doing. So that is the thing. Fine. Now, we have to edit these cardinalities. First side doctor. So now set treats. We have clicked on treats and now we are doing this doctor cardinality. Correct. So doctor side minimal, I am choosing the option as optional one because assuming that a newly joined doctor may not have treated anyone yet. Okay. And maximum I will set to many. Then you can see here the representation came of many. Correct. Now, next thing. Next cardinality I have to set for patient. Okay. Now drop down, you have to drop down and switch it to patient. Now here again, the minimum I'll choose optional and here I will choose many. So here also many to many relationship came. I hope you got some understanding how this works. So this is a representation in ERD. And if if you're drawing this ER diagram on paper, you can simply write down M is to N. That will be completely fine. So let me clear the complete drawings. And please remember this part. Minimum cardinality is participation. Maximum cardinality is which number you want to show. One is to many. Yes. So many is to many. Okay. I hope you got this idea. Yeah. Great. Fine. So let me clear this all and let us focus further. What is more in this now? Now we have rest other entities available. Let me lower it down and so that you can see everything. We have 3 more entities and their connections are to be made. Okay, correct. Fine. Now, next thing that I want to take up is descriptive attributes. Okay, and here Viva also comes from that one. So where does our diagnosis go? That is the thing. Every treatment will record a date and a diagnosis. Correct. So where does the diagnosis will go? Can we add it to patient? If suppose any patient is having diabetes from one doctor and fracture from another doctor, one patient, many diagnoses from different doctors. Now that thing will be broken. Correct. How you will show it? Now, if you will try to put it on doctor side, then suppose any doctor has different things to say for different patients because it is the sets we are talking about. It is not about just one doctor or one patient. It is the set. That means one doctor can have many diagnoses for different patients. Then can you show the diagnosis here? No. Can you show the diagnosis here? No. So here diagnosis? No. Here diagnosis? No. It is not making any sense. So let me clear it. Now, then where it will go? As we have already discussed, it will go to, I hope you got that answer. It will go to the relationship panel. Okay. So here we'll take this one. Let me close this part. We will click on this and then we'll add attribute. So here the attribute came and this attribute name we will give as what? It is a descriptive attribute on the relationship and it is diagnosis I will write. Okay, that's so this came. I hope you got some idea. We are doing it. You are doing it together with me. I will feel very happy that you are doing practice with me. And in this way, you have to draw a lot of diagrams. The more you will practice, more handy it will become to you. And it is not necessarily that you have to practice on this tool just to make you aware about different representations. I am doing this for you. You can simply do the practice on paper also. Use your pen and paper and do it as much as possible. It will be so nice. Okay. Now, next thing, that the main things I'm covering first, then I'll draw all these things and you will have full-fledged diagram. Okay. Now, next step will be ward. Ward, we have to show a total participation. So we are talking about this ward. Now, here, first we have to add the attributes. Let me add 2 attributes we had, ward number and capacity. So let me do that first. So here are the attributes of ward, that is unique attribute, ward number, and capacity. I don't have to explain this part again. I hope you got it very clearly now. Now what we have to do, let us connect patient to ward. So this relationship came, correct? Yes. So now we have to set the cardinality. Okay. So this patient admitted to, let me name it, patient admitted to some ward. Now we have to set the cardinality. So first to patient. Now here, every patient, because it was given to us, every patient. So we are making it mandatory. So in our identified things, initially it was given as it was mandatory. So we made it mandatory. Correct? Yes. And then to one word, it will be admitted. So that is the thing. So first line, it represented it is mandatory, and second line represented it is one relationship. That is the thing. Now next, drop down to word. On word side, we are choosing, it is optional one. Yeah, because suppose assuming that a newly built word, it can be empty initially. Okay, and maximum can be what? Maximum capacity it can be occupied. So I'm taking the cardinality as maximum. So in this way, we have to justify our answers. So I'm toggle it off to drag this part. Yes. So this is between patient and ward. This is a next relationship came in our ER model. I hope you can see what is happening. If we are keep on adding all the functionalities available, how big that ER diagram can come. Right now, we are just talking about 5 entities in the hospital. Yes, and how beautiful it is looking right now. Once more it will keep on adding, then it will become a very big ER model. And in this way, we have to design our databases first. This is our first blueprint of the database. And we have to be very careful. If one thing goes wrong in this, then your database finally will become wrong. Correct then. Okay. So next part we have to see is weak entity. How to represent weak entity in this one. Okay. So each ward contains beds numbered 1, 2, 3. Bed numbers restart in every ward. So if there are 10 wards, every ward will have the beds and every bed will have their numbers 1, 2, 3. So bed is one entity which cannot exist without a ward. I hope you remember this concept. Now we are applying it here. See how beautiful it is. Okay, so here I'm taking this bed. Let me put it here. So yeah, correct. So I'm taking this bed. Yes, and now we will make it as weak entity. Yes. So bed number will not become a key. Bed number will become a partial key. So we have to add some attributes in this. Let me add some attributes and let me make it show to you. Okay. Okay. So I made this bed and bed number. So its attribute is this one, bed number. Now we have to do what? We have to connect the bed to ward. Correct. And this relationship, I am making it as ward contains bed, basically. Ward contains bed. Correct. And then we have to click it as identifying because ward is identifying this entity. Ward entity is identifying this entity. So that makes this entity as weak entity. So that is our next step to do. Click on this. Okay, this happened by mistake. So I'm clicking on this part and then I have to drag down and I have to make it as weak entity. So this became weak entity. Don't make this one as unique because it is partially unique. Now, if because you have made it weak entity, now you can see it is partially unique. Then click it. So it will show you dashed line instead of direct line. Okay, instead of solid line, it will show you dashed line. I hope you are getting this. Great, great. Now see this part. So what contains bed and bed now becomes weak entity. It is having one partial unique ID. Great. Now we have to set the cardinality. Now check the cardinality. Click on contains and here we have to set the cardinality. Now first we are doing it for bed. So minimum we are making it as mandatory, one bed. Bed cannot exist without a ward, that's why it is mandatory, and maximum one can be allocated. Okay, so that is the thing. Next we are doing it for ward. So we are making it as optional because empty word can be there in the starting, correct? And maximum I'm making it for many, it can be occupied completely, that's why. So that made my cardinality for bed and ward. I hope you got some idea. Great. See how nice it is looking. We can save these diagrams directly. We can take an image of it and you can directly get it printed for your lab manuals for your lab. It is so nice to work with this ERDPlus. I found it really nice. Okay, so our next step is I'll show to you our next step how you can make is a hierarchy using generalization specialization. Okay, so our last sentence that we identified in our PPT, doctors, nurses, and admin staff, they all are hospital employees with an employee ID, name, and salary. Okay, so that now that is the thing. Now you have the staff, doctors, nurses, admin staff. They all are hospital employees. They all have employee ID, name, and salary. Now we have to select employ this one. Now we'll work on this part. Okay. And we'll add some attributes to it. Let me do that. So now see this part. I made attributes for you. Employee is having one unique ID, employee ID, name, and salary. Now I am making two more entities named because we were discussing the doctor, nurse, and admin staff. They all are employees. Okay, that is we identified. So I am making one more entity. That is what? Nurse. Nurse is one entity. And then I am making one more entity. That is admin. Okay, and then we already have this doctor. So I'm just dragging it near to it. So now we are talking about this part. Correct. Let me make some space for this. Doctor already is having some attributes. Yes. Now see, if you're talking about an employee can be a nurse, admin, or doctor. Okay. So what is it? Is it generalization or specialization? Because our brief says that first we identified nurse, doctor, and admin staff, then it will be a generalization because it is reading from bottom to up. So I am calling it as generalization. Let's connect them first. Employee to nurse, employee to admin, and employee to doctor. Okay. Okay. Now we have to see whether it is overlapping or disjoint. Okay. That we have to see. That we can add in this one. So that let us see how it will happen. So nothing in our brief mentioned that nurse is also an admin staff. Okay. So it will be disjoint, total or partial. Every employee is one of the three. So it will be a total participation. Every employee will be one of the three. So it will be a total participation. And next thing is nothing in the brief suggested anything. So we can say it like a nurse is also an admin staff. So it is disjoint instead of overlapping. Okay. Instead of overlapping. Now we have to show that. How to do that? So let me first delete this thing and now we will show it as how to exactly show it the generalization or specialization in ERDPlus. So let me delete this part first. That was just to make you understand. Now first take this employee and from these make it as super type. Okay. So I already made it as super type. So it is super type. Now here, because we found that it is a disjointed. Okay, the staff, this employee thing is disjointed. See, both options are there. So we identified it as disjoint. Now add some subtype entity and I'm giving it as name as nurse. Add one more, admin staff. Okay. And then I can make this one also as one more doctor. And this doctor can be removed, and it can be, you know, it is having some, already having some attributes, name, ID. Okay. Extra attributes are specialization and phone number, which can be added over here. Specialization and phone number. So this we can add here. See how things are changing now. Specialization and one more phone number. And phone number is multiple. That's done. So that's the same thing we have done over here, and its name and ID already is discussed over there. So here I am deleting it. Correct. So we can delete it, and then you can connect doctor and patient directly, and then you can do the cardinalities. Great. I hope you got some idea. Yes. So in this way, we have to show certain things. So this part is our generalization specialization. See how nice it is looking over. So many things are being conveyed in this diagram. And so many big diagrams are available. A big database design can be created utilizing this ER model. I hope you got it and you understood what are the things. Each thing plays some role. Okay. Now, one last thing that I wanted to discuss with you, that is associative entity, which we have not discussed. Okay. So let's see. One more thing is available in this tool and which we have not discussed yet in our PPTs, that is associative entity. You must have seen the name. If you got that doubt, let me clear it up here. Okay. So let's see what is it. So you remember aggregation, the dash box that turns the whole relationship into an entity. So another relationship can connect to it. I hope you remember that part. Real tools implement that as an associative entity. So like if our hospital needs a manager to supervise the whole doctor treats patient assignment, like this one, doctor treats patient assignment. This whole thing is to be supervised by some manager. Okay. Then we would convert that treats into an associative entity, and then it is called, it can have its own relationship. Fine. Fine. That is the thing. Okay. So that is associative entity we can make. So how it will be done? Let us see that. So to show that, click on the patient, make it as associative. You can see the diamond inside. And the same way, doctor patient, because we are making that. So here you can show it like, okay. So you have to make this one because this is a parent of that. So this one will become associative. So this complete will represent as one complete entity together. Now you can join manager through. Okay, so that is one additional thing I wanted to discuss with you. If you want to show it, then you can utilize it. Otherwise, because in this functionality, in this ERD plus, this is one way to represent it. If you're not comfortable to show it like that, the way we discussed aggregation, please show it on paper like that. Okay, so that is our whole thing. Now what you can do, you can save this as an image. You can download it as an image. So it will be downloaded and you can utilize this image to take printouts, or you can paste it in your manuals. So that is the whole idea. That is your ER model, the things that we have discussed. And now let me go to our PPT again. Yeah, so I'll show to you the final thing of this video. This is our ER model. Great. Okay. Okay, I think I missed this part, total participation. Yes. So this one also you can see. So employee is a doctor, nurse, or admin. All these things we have already discussed. Correct. All these things are being covered up. Great. Great. So this is our finished design. I hope you got some idea. Now, next thing is there are some things for exam purpose, like minimum cardinality is participation, maximum cardinality 1 MN you write on paper. Okay. Mandatory means minimum cardinality. What you draw in exam is double line. Optional, single line. Partial participation. One means write one on that side. Many means write M or N on that side. Identifying means checkbox on the relationship. Double diamond. That is weak entity. That is the meaning. Please remember all these things for your exam purpose. So aggregation has a tool name. That means like this, we have doctor treats patient, supervises manager. Manager is supervising this complete, you know, complete relationship. Yes, great, nice. Okay, fine. So done some, we have made some decisions about this design. Yes, is the bed entities weak or strong? Is admitted total or partial? Why and I is for staff. We have utilized all these things you have to remember, and I hope you understood this. It will help you out to make decisions for other ER models. Great. There are some mistakes that you have to remember. You should not make in the exams, like always use treats for the relationships because they are verbs, not treatment. Okay. Putting a shared attribute in an entity. Diagnosis belongs to the relationship, not to the patient. An unlabeled line in an incomplete answer always writes MN1. Single ellipse for a multi-valued attribute. No, it is a double ellipse for a multi-valued attribute. So in this way, you have to remember all the notations of the ER model. Okay, fine. What are some exam questions that can be asked? Design an ER model for hospital management system, library management system, railway management system, and what not. Airlines management system, project management system. There are numerous examples, and anything can be asked in your exam. It is a full-fledged 10-mark question. See, and it will definitely be there in your exam, 10 marks for sure. Okay, next can be explain conceptual design with the ER model, because we already discussed ER models are the conceptual design of the database. Okay, yeah, so nice. I enjoyed this video. Now, next thing is a question for you. I am putting a question for you. Here our unit 1 got completed. I want you to do this homework. Design an ER diagram for a railway reservation system in ERDPlus. Download the images, share the screenshots in the comments. I'll review it as many as I can. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining my channel. I'm really giving my heartful thanks to all of you to become family of to me. It means a lot to me because I started this channel with a lot of hope. Few of my students motivated me, and I really want to continue it forward. So please like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. See you again.